or not, but we got to sneak away Friday night to watch the new Ant-Man. So Alex and I saved our Valentine's Day date for Ant-Man, since that was our very first date, was the first movie, not to date us or anything. But it was really fun because when we got there, I look over and there's Dragon's Lair with a bunch of different pins and comics. And Greg was there. So, Greg, if you're watching, it was great seeing you. It was fun to catch up before the movie. And then we got to go check it out. Well, I have a little bit of news that I found online from the movie. So we talked about it last week about the Age of Kang coming. But what I did not know is that there were some shots for the movie that were done where Hope Van Dyke actually had kids. Now, if you watch the movie, this isn't a spoiler or anything. She doesn't have them in the movie, but there's some speculation that maybe they were going to show another timeline or something like that, and it just didn't make the final cut. But that was kind of interesting to see. So will there be more of that in the future? Who knows? But yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. If you like Ant-Man, go check it out. It was pretty great. So yes, hey, Dragon's Lair. It was so good to see them. It's been a while. And so next news, we've got The Mandalorian coming on March 1st. It's so soon. And everyone is hyping it up. Of course, the producers are hyping it up. They say that it's the most ambitious plot line yet. So that's saying a lot after the first 2 seasons. Pedro Pascal also is saying 3 is even better than the previous ones. And man, if you're following me on Facebook, Erin Biggs, I had posted a funny meme about, the next 10 years are just going to be Pedro Pascal, taking a child and, supporting them through their journey, because we've got The Mandalorian and we've got The Last of Us. So great. I liked it, but I missed it. Yeah, fair enough. And then Panther Rose. It was a good movie. I thought so too. I'm glad you got to see it. I thought I saw that online. Blue Fire. Nice. The Last of Us. So speaking of The Last of Us, if you're not watching it, I would highly recommend to check it out. I finished binging the last few episodes over the weekend, and it is great. If you know, though, I hadn't been playing the games. I was a big Xbox fan prior, so I didn't really get into PlayStation. So just now I've started to play, and now the show is ahead of where I'm at, though. So it's not spoiler free anymore for me. I know Voodoo Lily had mentioned she's going to wait to play the game until after she's done watching the show. And I'm like, that probably was smart. I keep getting mixed up where I am in the game versus where I am in the show, but it's still great. Interested to see if any of you out there are playing the game, The Last of Us, or if you're watching the show and what you think of it. I think they've done a good job of adapting a game into a TV show. It's pretty hard, but I will say those clickers, they make it look easy to kill clickers. This is not that easy. I've died a few times in the game. Oh, but this is pretty random. But if there are any murderinos out there, so fans of My Favorite Murder, the Hulu is releasing the trailer for the upcoming serial killer crime thriller Boston Strangler. And obviously it's based on the Boston Strangler, the serial killer from the 1960s. But it stars Keira Knightley and Carrie Coon. I did not realize that Keira Knightley was working on this project. So I'm excited. It comes out March 17th. So March is a big month for us. Like, we already got Mandalorian, got the Boston Strangler. So check it out. Yeah. Good call. Trailers posted today on our page, so go check it out. Looks great. I thought so too. I thought it looked good too. For our gamer fans out there, so Microsoft signed a binding 10-year agreement with Nintendo that they're going to be bringing Call of Duty to Nintendo players, and that's of course if their acquisition of Activision Blizzard is approved. So this could be a tactic to try to say, hey, look, see, we aren't monopolizing everything if we buy Blizzard. See, we still will play nicely with others. So we'll see. We'll see if that ends up happening. But if it is approved, looks like Call of Duty will still be available, or will be available to Nintendo players. Not still. I don't think it was prior. Another movie, but based on a game. So if you're a gamer, or if you're not a gamer, you still might have enjoyed Tetris. And there's a new original film coming out on Apple TV, and it's focused on the greatest game ever made, Tetris, how it was created, and how it made its way to our hands on the NES and the Game Boy. I watched that trailer. It looked pretty great. This one's also coming to Apple TV in March, but March 31st. So like I said, March is a big month. Lots of good shows coming out. It looks really fun. I don't have Apple TV, so maybe I'll have to make a trip to my mom's house to go watch it real quick. Because, it looks pretty good. Who doesn't love the game Tetris anyway, even if you are or are not a gamer? Last bit of news got to cover is Pensacon is coming up this weekend. So if you are in Pensacola, Florida, then make sure to go check it out. Or if you're around there, or if you want to just get a plane ticket and go randomly, I'm sure you could make it happen. But it's a really great show, really good folks. And, it's got to be one of the top cons here in the South. So go check it out. It is great. Tales says, if that trailer is accurate, that whole story, Tetris, is scary. Yes, the trailer shows that piece of it too. It looks great. Tetris movie. Every time an actor finishes a line, do they disappear? It would make it really hard to follow that plot if that were the case. It's always a new actor. Wait, what? What's happening next? Oh my goodness. Well, I'm going to flip over to comics, and give me 1 second to try to share my screen. Bobby, you do it eloquently. Pretty proud of you for being able to share and talk. So let's make sure I share the right screen as well. Entire screen. There we go. So you should be seeing Superman #1. So this is Chapter 1, Voices in Your Head. It's the dawn of DC. Superman has returned to Metropolis, and his greatest enemy, Lex Luthor, is finally behind bars. The future of the Superman family has never been brighter. As Clark Kent settles back into his life, iconic and new enemies erupt from the shadows to strike down the Man of Steel. So there you go. A hero is only as good as their villains. Will be put to the test in this brand new oversized #1 featuring comics Greatest Superhero by DC. So check it out. If you're into Superman, looks like a good book. Oh, gotta get my mouse over here now. Next book is Clayface. That's right. Let me blow this up a little bigger. Batman. Sorry, these aren't very clear. I don't. Actually, never mind. It looks good on the screen, I think. But it's One Bad Day, Clayface #1. It's a Batman. All Basil Karlo ever wanted to be was an actor. No, one of the greatest actors there's ever been. However, his life went off course when he became the shape-shifting monster known as Clayface. So after years of doing battle with Batman in Gotham City and distancing himself from his dream of being an actor, Clayface goes out west to Los Angeles. Creating a new identity, he pursues his dream of acting, only to find that Gotham City isn't the only place with an overwhelming sense of dread to it, and that he might not have what it takes to make it in the City of Angels. So he'll have to reshape the city to fit his needs in a deadly pursuit of stardom. I think this looks like a fun spin, also a little terrifying. So check that out, and we got some good DC books this week. I believe this is no, there's 2 more. No, there's 1 more. Let's see. Lazarus Planet Omega. Make it bigger. There we go. #1. Fate and fury, the devil and his son are at war, with all of humanity caught in the middle. The Lazarus storms are intensifying worldwide. Earth's superheroes are on the ropes, and Batman is living on borrowed time. It's up to DCU's magic users to set things right. The dawn of the DCU begins as the Lazarus Planet saga crashes to a close. So, Superstorm warning. Check it out. Don't think we need any more of those, at least not here. Okay, let's slip over to Marvel. We've got Immoral X-Men, which I kept wanting to say when I was practicing. I kept wanting to say Immortal X-Men, but you know, practice makes permanent. Okay, here we go. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Adored and respected, they said the mutants were humanity's future. It's 10 years later, and they were proven to be right. The X-Men exist in a world that adores and respects them, so why are they sworn to crush it? But while they do, Emma can take a few minutes out to crush Mr. Sinister. So there is a Sins of Sinister tie-in, surprise, surprise. So if you are a fan, definitely check that one out. Let's do Betsy Baddock, Captain Britain #1. Oh. The captain comes home and she's got a whole new mission. With Otherworld settled, Braddock Manor restored, and her brother at her side, you'd think things were pretty good for Betsy Braddock. Only it turns out good old Britain doesn't want her back. No one wants a mutant menace carrying the shield, and Betsy's made more than a few enemies along her way. Questless and countryless, Betsy must define a role for herself. You know, there's nothing worse than coming back and then realizing that you're not actually a hero. You're, you know, apparently countryless and questless. So that's unfortunate. Looks like there will be a good quest in finding yourself situation here. Well, if I can find the books, they're here somewhere. All right, there we go. I think last but not least, is this the last one? Yep. Another one from Marvel, Punisher War Journal #1. So the origin of the War Journal. Before he was the Punisher, Frank Castle was a husband, a father, and a Marine. Not necessarily in that order, but in this story, from between the pages of Punisher, Frank tries to come home, but finds it impossible to leave the war behind him. If you are a fan of Punisher, check out one of these. Check out this story. It seems pretty great. Well, those are all the books this week. And oops, let me stop sharing my screen. All the books and all the news. But thanks for joining this week. We'll have a few sick people, so hopefully they're feeling better. And we will be live at 6:25 Central Time on Tuesdays. See you guys next week. Catch you later.